welcome back to another Outdoor Philosophy. Well, as the fall progresses along, and this is the time when a lot of people really start getting back to work, start doing more projects, taking on more things. Kids might be at school, maybe you're young, you're in school, and it starts to beg this question, how can I get more things done? And so I really wanted to focus on a few things here because as I'm looking at all the tasks and all the projects I'm working on personally, I'm like, there's times I don't think I have a day off. I really don't think I have a day off anywhere. I mostly take Sundays and don't do much. So yeah, you're watching us just lunch on Sunday. What do you mean? Well, come on, man. I do them on Saturday and I schedule them. Come on. But anyway, one of the things I started going back into, because I looked at all the things, I said, man, I got to figure out how to fit in time for this little project and this little project and this little project, and how to start taking bites out of the day, small steps at a time. And that really became the ultimate focus that I wanted to have. And so I went back and resurrected something that used to work well for me, and I just kind of got out of the habit of, but I was doing okay without it. But then I had to look back and go, I need to go back and resurrect that. And that is, I go out and I get a paper planner. I could do it on sticky notes, but I prefer that paper planner. And I get the paper planner here, and then I literally mark out the day. I mark out approximate times for getting up, the things I need to accomplish in a block of time in the morning. So for example, other than writing, which I usually do out at a park like this, I actually don't turn on computers until mid-afternoon. So I use that as a time to disconnect from the world. I'm not watching any news. I'm not listening to any news. I'm not seeing what's going on in the world. There's no connection to YouTube. I'll check email early on the phone just in case there's something critically important I need to see. But other than that, I am disconnected from the world during that morning period. So in that morning period, I'll accomplish reading my Bible. I'll accomplish exercise if it's a day that I'm doing exercise. So I do exercise in morning and in evening. Running is in the evening, weights is in the morning, but I alternate days and things. And so I want to make sure I'm getting any errands done, exercise, Bible reading, and a little bit of writing done in the morning before I turn on anything. And then I have this block of work. But then what seems to have happened in the last 6 months to a year or so is that the block of work kind of get all merged in between client work for web design and YouTube work and other related graphic type things and all these different things. And so I had to figure out where exactly how to fit everything in, so I knew exactly when I was working on what. And so I go back again to the power of focus. And we did an entire series on that. I don't remember if it's on this channel or if it's on the other channel, but I'll find it regardless and put the playlist here of talking about the power of focus. And one of the things that they did in there is their Be Alert system. And that's the part that I really like. Now, I added Be Alerts. I added an S on the end for scripture because I'm a Christian and it's important to read the Bible. If you're not a person of that persuasion, just leave the S off, that's fine. But the Be Alert plan starts by saying, I'm going to take my planner and then I'm going to write Be Alert in there. And what this is it's just an acronym for getting the various tasks done I need to accomplish. So the B is a blueprint. Am I actually starting my day with a plan in mind? Now, I like writing my blueprint the night before. Weekends, I don't do it. It's just a Monday through Friday thing. So I'll start with a blueprint. I like doing my blueprint the day before. You can also alternatively do it early in the morning so you know what you're doing. So you're starting with that. And then A is next. A is next is Be Alert, B-A. So A is your action. Are you actually accomplishing things on your list to do? Say, I need to accomplish this design for this guy. I need to accomplish this video script. I need to accomplish this graphic design, whatever that is. Have I accomplished most of my action items for the day? Okay. L is learning. This is very important. This is something I realize I've not done nearly as good on in the last few months, is learning. Now, it's something I would do really well when I'm reading for the Outdoor Philosophy. I'm reading a book that really would qualify as an L. L just means for learning. Am I taking time to learn something? Whether that's learn a business strategy or learn how to use a new tool or whatever learning would happen to be, just learning a self-development. Watching a video like this could very qualify as your learning. So I could have watched a video like this. Is it Matt Andela? I don't know, whatever, who the gentleman who's like a videographer who does 30-day challenges for himself. Excellent video. That's a great place to do a little bit of learning. So then we have our, after our learning, we have the E is for exercise. So it is very important, especially in this digital, always connected, always distracted world, to take time out and exercise. That could be gym, that could be lifting weights, that could be running. It could be something as simple as throwing on a podcast or an audiobook into a headset and taking a walk. Just go take a walk. Excellent thing you can do for exercise. So I'll do walking, I'll also do running, I'll do weightlifting, all these different types of things to make sure I'm getting exercise in. Also, don't forget, stretches are very important. Getting some stretches in, that's also part of exercise. So be alerts, blueprint, action, learning, exercise. R is rest or relaxation. Very important throughout the day. Of course, the authors of that book, Power Focus, the one author, he said, he used to take what he called a TPM, a 20 peaceful minutes. So he'd take his jacket off, roll up into a little ball, set on the ground. He'd lay back on a pillow like that, and then he'd just rest for about 20 minutes. Now, sometimes I might do a little bit longer than that. This is something, again, I'm not as good at as far as actual disconnecting rest. What I used to do, which worked really well for me, is I'd take like an hour and I'd listen to just some instrumental type music, just throw it on either headphones or whatever else, lay back in a good comfortable chair or on a couch or something and just listen and not think about anything. Just take some time to rest. Maybe an hour is too long, probably is. At that point in time, I was just starting in freelance, so hey, so that's relaxation. And then thinking is the last part. So your thinking is your time to just stop and just focus, think. This is so important because thinking is what helps us learn and move along. And all of these tactics, if you put all these things together, your thinking should be fairly disconnected from the world. Relaxing should be completely disconnected from the craziness of the world. Relaxing is not watching TV. That's not relaxing. It doesn't relax you. Relaxing is disconnecting. The most media engagement you can have in relaxing is listening to something light and soft. Just take some time to disconnect and relax. Of course, your action plans, your learning plans, these are more connected things. You're attached to the internet, you're doing things. Your blueprint generally is disconnected from the world. You're just looking at what you need to do. Maybe you are scanning emails to sort out, parrot out, triage out the most important things to do. But ultimately for me, I looked at all the projects I'm working on right now and I said, I got too much on the plate. In fact, there's some things I'm thinking of how I cut back and eliminate some things to free up a little bit more time for some other stuff going on. And so with all of that being said, I wanted to go back and just reinvest in the plan to make sure that I'm actually getting everything I need to be done, including exercise, including, of course, reading the scripture or, whatever, or your exercise or your action plan or your learning or your thinking. It's critically important to do all these. And I realized for a long time I was out of the loop of this. And so I had to go back and I went out and actually bought a paper planner again this last week so I could start tracking it down. And ever since I've done that, it's just like budgeting your money. You're budgeting your time, you're doing that. You realize you're far more productive and wasting a whole lot less time. So I encourage everybody to do that. You might be able to do it on a computerized system. Up to you. I just found that the paper helps me disconnect from the craziness of the world, and I think that that's always a better plan. So let me know your thoughts about all this. What do you do as far as maintaining your productivity and a life balance? Let me know all that stuff in the comments down below.